Hey guys, Michael here. Welcome to a new YouTube segment called the STEWARD Review, where I welcome you to judge my driving in the comments below. Today we're racing in the UK's Brand Hatch circuit, and luckily today we're starting in P6. Now, one thing I didn't know until I looked at the replay was before this race even began, it looked like we have our first black flag of the race. P7 is seen to be hard braking on the formation lap, causing a major traffic jam on the back straight, creating a 12-second gap between the leading pack and the rest of the field. Meaning everyone behind me is out of contention for the victory for this race before the race even started. Now obviously this must be some type of lag or a bug, but look at all the chaos that happens behind. It's just hilarious. So before we start today's race, I just wanted to mention I've recently upgraded from the DualSense controller to the Logitech G923. If you're thinking of upgrading to the wheel, do it. It is so much fun. There is a learning curve to moving to the wheel, however, it makes everything so much fun. Anyways, 6-car shootout for a 6-lap sprint around Brands Hatch. Let's begin. So I didn't notice at the time, but I had no one behind me to protect against. So what I was doing here was I was actually just watching the competitors in front, see who has certain tendencies, see who's going to lunge, see how do people take on each other in fighting, and I can probably just pick and choose the battles that I want to take as I go through the field. Now, I've been wondering, leave in the comments down below, what do you prefer when you're watching YouTube content? So when I play the game, I prefer to be in cockpit because I feel like that is the maximum amount of immersion I have when driving a car. However, I see other YouTubers using the other points of view because it gives them more visibility of the road and all other sorts of stuff, where I'm pretending to be actually in the car. So what do you think I should be doing as a YouTuber trying to get into the Gran Turismo scene? Now, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've just noticed that the 4 cars, the leading pack, have been fighting quite a bit. They're actually they're like boxers. They're all kind of punching each other out. And I'm just here sitting in the back waiting for my moment to strike, an opportunity to open up whenever that occurs. I'm right now picking out, there's a guy in a Red Bull car. He's being quite aggressive against the other cars. So maybe that's my way into the lead. Now, as we get into lap number 2, we'll notice that one person has now completely gone off the track. We're now up to P5, and we're going to see a lot of movement as people become impatient with each other as they're trying to fight for positions. So we're going up the big on-ramp, and we're going to notice that the number P2 and P3 are going to start bumping into each other. I'm witnessing this from behind. I know that, there might be an opportunity about to appear. And now there's a big pileup. Someone has just launched another person into the road. It looks like it's the Red Bull car. The Red Bull car is now having a 4-second penalty. This might be my opportunity to overtake. I go on the inside on the big corner. Now I realize if I just stay on my racing line, the Red Bull car behind me, the one that just launched someone off the track, he is going to have to concede because essentially he's on the grass, which means that there's a high possibility he's going to try to punt me off the road here. Which, let's go take a replay view. So I know that the Red Bull car is punting people off the road. So is what am I about to do legal? As I go into the line, I'm now ahead of him over the corner, and I just maintain my line. I stay my position on the right side of the track. Essentially, he has to concede because he's on the grass. He's going to have to go behind me. And as we're going into the next big corner, I see that he's about to go into for the punt, and then he drives completely off track. So was that legal? Was that was I dirty there, or was that completely clean? Just to give you another angle, so right now I'm P5. I see him punt someone off the race, so I know that the Red Bull car is a dirty driver. I see him go swinging right and left on the straight, and now we're going for the turn. He's blocking my path, he's impeding, and now I decide, okay, I'm just gonna squeeze him out. Nothing he can do. He's right now on the grass. He's gonna have to slow down in order to get behind me. And as we go down the straight, I know that there is a high possibility of him going for the punt. He goes from the inside, switches out, and then he moves on to the grass. I don't know if that was a punt move or not, but I feel like I was justified there. Now this is the Red Bull car's point of view. So he's just punted someone off the road. He's moving on to the right. He's squeezing the guy on the right. Now I'm trying to get in. I've hit him in the rear a couple times because he just impeded my position. I move in to close him out, which might be dirty on my side, but I get the clean takeaway, and now we're going to see him. I'm thinking he's going to go for the punt, so I'm thinking, see, he dives on the inside and backs out of it, but ends up overshooting it, and then now he's out in the grass. Now he's out of contention for the lead. What do you think, YouTube? Now it's a 1v1 fight between me and the American, the Canadian versus the American, and my thinking, strategically wise, is I should just put on pressure, put on non-stop pressure on this guy. He might make a mistake because of the pressure, because when you're in the lead, there's like some type of pressure that's in your head that makes you go, oh, this is it, this is my chance to get a victory, and then that's when you are susceptible to screwing up. So this is my idea. Let's just put max amount of pressure, and then we're just going to overtake on the last lap. So we're just going to speed up through this. This is now like 4 laps of me just putting maximum pressure on this guy. And if there's anyone else that's just starting on a wheel right now, don't worry about getting last place or whatever, because there is a big learning curve to like reassigning all the muscle memory from the controller to the wheel. In fact, it's like you're playing a completely new game, which makes it so exciting for me. There are so many opportunities on this track where you can just spin out and then you're just out of contention for the lead. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself to be able to keep up with this guy. Anyways, this now is the final lap. Let's see how I proceed against this American. And now the first thought is I need to get as close to him as possible, but without hitting him, without giving him a push, without punting him off the track, because, you know, we don't want to be dirty driving in this game of sportsmanship. Now, because I've been watching this guy for the last 4 laps, I know where he's faster than me, and I also know where I am faster than him in certain corners. So I know there are certain opportunities that will pop up if I get as close to him as possible and start applying some pressure. Here, I accidentally bumped the rear of his car. He's going too slow, and that gives him a big push that puts him in the head. At this point, I actually think he's got it, because, you know, if you give someone a push, it is a big push onto the straights. So it's up to me to now try to overdrive the car a little bit to try to catch up. And as we go into this next corner, we have a big turn onto the right here. I'm going to try to do a quick snap, try to cut the corner here, go on to the power. Now this is the most important corner here. As you might see, he overdrives it a little bit, overexcited, misses the corner, which gives me a huge speed advantage as we go into this next corner. And now I'm just right up onto the rear of his car. I have the speed advantage, I have the slipstream, I have the speed advantage. And now it's time to try to do an overtake on the outside. He is on my inside back right, and all I need to do is shut the door on him. He concedes the position, and this was a first place victory happening on the final turn of the race. Yes. So I was ecstatic. I was 100% pumped. This is my first win on my new steering wheel. This has been, it's been 2 weeks of just practicing from this point on. So now I'm excited to show you guys more content like this on YouTube. So please subscribe, because I am a brand new channel. If you come from my other channel, which is more of a travel vlogging channel, welcome back to Mikey Player One. As you might have noticed, I try to drive as cleanly as possible. I think this is an extremely clean overtake. There's nothing he can do because I had the speed advantage from earlier. And now we just go across the line. P1. Exciting stuff. Love that. So as you know, when you get a victory, no matter how easy it is or how difficult it is, you get a beer, which is what I'm going to do. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you later.